notice that, and then
Okay, then the pause. All right, I got you.
Okay.
I'm getting there. Okay. But then you notice something yourself. You don't even see the officers at the meeting either. Have you experienced that? Have you noticed that in your own club? How about that? Too long pause?
No. Great.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Pause.
I don't know, sometimes when you're pausing, it seems like you're pausing forever.
I know, that's exactly it. That's
Okay.
exactly, in fact, that's a good way to do it. Pause longer than you're comfortable with. That's something I learned from Darren McCraw.
Okay.
He talks about when he's lying down and doing the thing, his feet started to twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wanted to jump back up, but he just forced himself.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm saying that, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Think about, oh yes, a lot of times you say something like, I think, or I think this, I think that. Instead of saying, starting your sentence off with I, start it off with you. Figure out a way.
Oh, how about if I were to do something like, what if I, well, I don't want to say, what if I told you? I don't want to do that.
No.
What if I suggest to you that perhaps the issue could be the leadership of the club?
Why don't you do it this way? Do you think the issue could be the leadership of the board?
Okay, more direct.
Exactly. It's you focused, you know? And it's invitational you focused, but it's about them. When you start out to think about I think, their response is, no one cares what you think.
You know what else? I just thought of something. Do you think the problem is the leadership of the club? Do you think the problem is you?
Sure. You think the problem is, or you can do it in three. Do you think the problem is leadership of the club?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the problem is the membership of the club? Could the problem be you?
Mm.
So instead of saying, do you think, you say could. Something like that.
Okay.
Do it in three, so.
I think I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's,
Okay.
that's good. If you want to, oh yeah, the other thing is about it, you kind of act like you're kind of like the one who knows everything. That's where you're kind of being your own guru. Well, I learned all this stuff, and I kind of know it because I've been doing this for 5 years. And you're a bunch of morons out there. Let me tell you sidewinders how the big guys do it. Instead of that,
Okay.
the thing I really, really latched on with Craig Valentine's Day is somebody else being the guru. It is so powerful.
Okay.
And you say, I've talked to a lot of clubs, and over the years I've heard the same things, and I was talking with my mentors over the years, and I finally have learned something from them.
Okay. Oh.
So they can be the ones who give you the knowledge. So instead of you saying, well, I'm up here, I'm going to tell you how things go, I'm talking about and discussing with things, and suddenly somebody said something, and it really struck with me about the importance of a high-performance leadership thing. And if you want to do it even more dramatically, you could say, you could make it a dialogue. So I was asking my mentor, older guy, I've been talking with him forever, in Toastmasters, and said, what's the matter with the clubs? Why aren't they growing? And my mentor simply said, Cynthia, maybe take a look back in the high performance leadership manual and just see what you find there.
Okay.
And I did
Well, that'd be a good way to bridge that right in.
Exactly. So the thing is, if you become the person who learns, then the audience identifies with you, and they can become the people who learn. If you become the person who tells, the audience identifies with you, and they think of themselves as the teller, not the learner. If you can learn, they can learn.
Okay. Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay. That's the idea behind it. Okay.
And that was the whole idea in my story, a little story about storytelling, was that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned. Well, you can learn too.
I like that. Because that almost puts everybody sort of on the same ground.
Exactly.
If I'm able to learn.
You can learn.
So,
Yeah, Craig Valentine calls it the importance of being similar, not special. Quite often, speakers put themselves on a pedestal. Well, I learned all this great stuff, and I know all this stuff, and you always think, well, you're just wonderful, aren't you? Too bad, I'm not you. Everything would be great. But instead, put them in the same levels. I know the challenges. I have the same kind of challenges. I learned this process. I learned this technique. I learned this method, and everything's much better.
Now, it's interesting you should say that. When I was reading Stephen Covey's book on habits, he talks about how him and his wife had to learn. And you think of him when you come on Dr. Covey, what do you need to learn?
Right.
But how he had the way I'm approaching my son is wrong. It's not working. And he shares in his book, my wife and I had to relearn our paradigm. We had to relearn this. It's not working. We need to change this. And you're right, it does something. You say, well, gee, they had to learn.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. That's how your dad learned. And you're thinking, hey, I can learn something too.
Ooh, I have some good stuff to work with.
So let's try this again, putting some of these ideas in there. Starting with picture this. And as you do it, move along for pause. And set the scene, with the collections of threes or something like that. Could it be you? That type of thing. Make someone else the guru, whether you want to do that through dialogue, maybe too much involvement instantly, but I'm studying other people and working with other people, different leaderships, and Joe and people like that. And I really discovered something over the years from them, and I wanted to share it with you about the importance of the hyper, something like that. And then finally, do a definite technique at the end, if you're going to say it. And so the next thing to do is to take a look through, and the first thing is get a vision and mission. And then figure out what the next step is with that, and then do this. Of course, that means you're going to have to define what the vision and mission is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So this maybe, I'm seeing this as kind of a phase thing. And the next time I'm going to be able to talk about what a vision is and why a vision matters to you. Well, without a vision.
So come to my next workshop.
Exactly. And do it as a phased approach.
Workshop.
Because when you've got
more
something like
detail
this,
about it.
you got something like this, it's it's a lot of stuff going on. And I really see this as like a 30-minute talk. Breaks. Each one talking in a different way.
I can see it as a general talk and then following up and meeting either some of those clubs or offices and actually going through the steps.
And maybe that's the next thing. So the next step is to go through and create the vision and mission, create those 30 things that if you're, and I'm willing to meet with that. I'd like to meet with any one of you. Questions about, how to create a vision and mission, have that one-on-one talk. Maybe that's the next step for them to take is to talk to me about it.
Direction.
So try.
Let me try that. Let me try to get to the point from the picture to trying to develop a dialogue, sort of being the learner.
Exactly.
The learner.
It's unfamiliar, I know, but it's an interesting experience.
Picture this, if you don't do the if you will. Picture this.
Just stop.
Picture this. You have just joined your first Toastmasters meeting. Walk into the meeting, 20 or so people, dynamic interaction, great speeches, the camaraderie you are forming in this group. Continue to come to the meetings, that same vibrant energy. You see the officers present. You see the officers encouraging. You see the members all growing. Year one. Year two. You still walk into your Toastmasters meeting. Still dynamic, but you notice something. It's not as dynamic as it was the previous year. You still see some of the officers, but no. Year three. You notice the room is barely full. You notice the agenda is not even complete. You notice the officers that you used to see there are not even attending consistently anymore. Have you been in that situation? Have you seen?
Sorry, brief longer pause.
Oh,
Sorry.
I said look, pause after that. Okay, right. Have it down in my notes too.
Sorry.
You notice you don't even see the officers there anymore. Have you ever been in that situation? Do you know of clubs that are experiencing that same situation? You ask yourself, is the problem the officers?
Small correction.
Okay.
Small thought, not a correction. Instead of saying you ask yourself, because that's kind of redundant.
Oh, okay.
Just say, and you think, or and you wonder.
Okay. And I think I said you wondered before.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to keep the you in.
Yes.
Mhm. You wonder, what is the problem? Is the problem the officers? Is the problem the members? Could the problem be you? I was in a similar situation. And I remember talking to a few friends. I happened to be a leader in one of my clubs, and there was this struggle we were all encountering. You might have experienced some of those same struggles, as some of you have been in leadership before. One of my mentors shared with me, Cynthia, you know what you may want to do? I said, no. What should I do? I can use some help. Perhaps you should go back and review the High Performance Leadership Manual. Because Cynthia, if you recall, they painted a pretty good dynamic picture, conceptual concept of the profile of what a leader is. Another dear friend of me who I admire very much in their leadership ability said this quite simply to me, Cynthia. Leaders lead by example. Leaders learn to listen to other people. Leaders set a vision. Leaders set a mission. Could it be that in your club, or could it be you have leaders, you who are leaders here, might not have set that vision for your club? Set that mission for your, what is your club about? What is going to set your club different from other Toastmasters clubs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's really good. I think you'll see it on the you should see it on the recording. It's
Okay.
still limited to 15 minutes, but I'll see if I can splice it.
Okay.
Show the before and the after.
Okay, this is a lot of good stuff for me to work with.
Yeah. But
Okay.
then I think it really worked well if somebody else would do Google. Maybe just have just one dialogue as opposed to two. And she can say the same sort of thing. But finish up with the strong thing, maybe that you go back to high performance leadership and then follow with the after story. And I went back to the high performance leadership manual and discovered in there what she was talking about. They laid this out. The whole thing in front of me.
Okay.
And then you share it with them.
Okay.
And you can even tell a story. And I started to apply these things, started to make sure there was a mission, make sure there was a vision. And I started to go through steps and show the result,
Okay.
the transformation. So you had a club that was struggling, you started to do vision, mission, and all of a sudden, things started happening. Because that's another thing people wonder is, does it work?
Well, I'll know a year from now.
Trust me, I'm pretty sure it works. We aren't exactly certain.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's that. Sign up. You want to do something?